What's up guys, it's ashnichrist. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Instagram. Usually whenever you see a YouTuber make a video like this, it's how they edit their own Instagram photos, and while we will go over that, what I want to start with in this video is some tips about Instagram that not a lot of people know. Make sure you follow me over at instagram.com/ashnichrist. So obviously, as with any social platform, the first thing that you need to figure out is who you are going to post for. Who is your audience? Are you posting for gamers, foodies, travelers? Who do you want to target? And you're going to base a theme around that. A theme for Instagram is really important. You can definitely just have a personal Instagram for like friends and family and taking pictures throughout your day, and that's totally fine. But if you are trying to grow a presence on Instagram, you have to have a theme. Your theme can be applying one filter to every single photo that you take, or your theme can actually be taking photos of specific things. For example, if you want to appeal to foodies, you would take pictures of food or yourself eating food or anything surrounding just food in general. The best thing that you can do is really nail down your theme. The most interaction and the most successful posts that I've had were during a time whenever I had a very specific theme, and you will see with every successful Instagram, assuming that they didn't already have an audience elsewhere and they're actually building an audience on Instagram, those people have a very strong theme. Now, I also get a lot of questions about when you should post. If you link your Facebook account to your Instagram account, you can actually set up higher analytics for your channel so that way you can see when the best times are to make your Instagram posts. But if you think about the times that you get on Instagram, this will clue you in to the times that you need to post. The most common times for people to get on are during lunch or after they're home from work. The next thing you need to worry about whenever you have figured out when to post and who you're posting for and your theme is what you are going to be putting in your descriptions. The best thing that you can do for your descriptions is have a question in them. Now we need to take the actual photo. There are a bunch of places you can go and tutorials you can use for beginner photography. Here are some common mistakes. Selfies typically get the highest engagement on Instagram. The problem with this is that people will take too many selfies, and then whenever somebody is interested in your selfie and they go back to your Instagram feed, they just are attacked by a feed that is entirely selfies. And while posting a selfie once in a while is a great way to grow engagement, selfies alone will not do it, and if you have an entire feed based around selfies, people are less likely to follow. Now, I'm not saying don't take any selfies or any photos of you anywhere at all. If you are trying to grow a brand online, especially if it is a brand surrounding you and you're doing anything lifestyle oriented or live streaming or just anything about making online content, you want to be in these photos. People love photos where they see other people. Take those close-up selfies, but don't make them your entire feed. Instagram is a visual platform. The people that succeed on it understand this completely. If you're taking underexposed photos, photos with bad lighting, overexposed photos, blurry photos, and you're posting them on Instagram, you are not posting anything that's visually appealing, unless this is your theme. Some people build a theme based on low contrast, low exposure photos. But a little tip here, people like to see high contrast and deep colors, and blue is actually the most popular color. When I had extremely blue hair, my engagement was off the charts on my photos. Now, this also had to do with the fact that I was going live all the time on Instagram. I was live every single day. Now, a big thing that you need to know with Instagram is that they reward people for investing in their features. Definitely post videos on your Instagram feed and utilize Instagram Live and Instagram Stories. The more you do this, the more the Instagram algorithm will realize that you are heavily invested in their platform, and they will start pulling more and more people towards your feed. Obviously, going live every single day is not going to work for everybody, but utilize that feature as much as you possibly can if you're trying to grow. Instagram Live and Instagram Stories is also a great way to promote other content. So like I said, if you are building a brand elsewhere, like if you are a Twitch streamer or you are a YouTuber, this is the perfect place to get free marketing, the best kind of marketing that exists, to your stuff. So now that we have a really awesome photo and we've edited it to be amazing, what we need to do is have a solid description and use great hashtags. The tags that you use and what you say in your description is going to completely change depending on who your audience is. You do need to speak in a voice that's going to resonate with your audience. Usually you're building an Instagram theme based around something that you love, so chances are you already know the audience and you know what voice is going to resonate with them. The best voices that I've seen on Instagram are usually conversational. And what that means is that somebody will tell you about their day or tell you about an interesting opinion, and then they'll include a question at the very end. Asking questions is an amazing way to get engagement on your photos. When they answer your question, answer them back. Talk to them and create that dialogue in your comments. There are a lot of people that just post a photo and post a description and that's it. While this works for some people, especially if they've already established a community elsewhere, it's not going to work for every single person. If you're trying to actually grow on Instagram and you don't already have an audience, the best thing that you can do is have a conversation with people. Spacing of your photos is so important. Similar photos should not be next to each other or appear right on top of each other. Don't put a selfie next to a selfie or have a selfie, two photos, and then another selfie, because those will appear right on top of each other. People look for variation in your feed, and it is visually more appealing to the eye to space similar photos apart. Honestly, I don't even recommend posting a photo of you in the same outfit twice in a row. You want people to see your feed and think, oh wow, they really put some thought into this. Now that you guys have all these sweet Instagram tips, let's look at my feed and see what you can pick up. So right away you can tell that I utilize the live feature because it says so in my bio. I do a live Q&A on Instagram every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central. Utilizing those features is so important and will make you grow extremely quickly. Also, utilizing that link that you're allowed in your bio is really great too. I use it for my YouTube videos, for ones that I think will apply for my YouTube or for my Instagram audience, but I could definitely see use out of using like Linktree, so linktr.ee/ whatever your username is. You can go to Linktree and sign up, and then that way people can click on your Linktree and they can see every single social media outlet that you have, maybe specific YouTube videos, whatever you want, you can put on your Linktree. I'll make sure to leave that link down below. When you go to my photos, you can see that I don't have similar photos next to or on top of each other. Like if this one was like right here, it would kind of be not very visually stimulating. So I have spaced them out to be more appealing. I also edit all my photos the exact same way, and if you go into the description, I have this very bubbly, happy, kind of conversational description. And I also go through, and I haven't quite finished this one yet, but I go through and I respond to every single comment. Now, if you compare this, what I'm doing right now, to this, what I used to do, so I used a lot of blues and a lot of whites. My editing was quite a bit different, and not every single photo was me. Now I have changed back to my original, which was similar to like this kind of stuff. This is whenever my Instagram was the best, was whenever I was taking photos only of me. Everything was very blue, and I was letting people link to their, not on that picture, I was letting people link to their Twitch channels on my Instagram. So finding a way to help promote others is always going to make you stand out, because not a lot of people do that. People care about self-promotion, not necessarily about promoting others. But it was definitely a change to go from this up to this, and it can kind of be a great like creative experiment to really flex your muscles and see how you can get yourself from one type of editing to another. Just because you know these rules by no means that you have to abide by them all the time. If you feel like posting a photo, you know, the same thing on top of each other, next to each other, whatever, go for it. And if you feel like changing up the way that you edit, you can definitely do that. You just have to do it in a way that is visually appealing if you're trying to grow. Usually if you're editing, you want to go, or if you're changing the way that you're editing, you want to go in like photos of 3. Now we're going to go over some people on Instagram who I think are just slaying the game. The first one is Rachel Ost. She is a health and fitness YouTuber. She does an amazing job on Instagram. You can see that she is in most of her photos, so she is kind of the theme, along with this like black, white, and gray. All of her photos are edited the exact same way, and she doesn't post the same ones next to each other. So like this one and this one, she's wearing the same outfit, but she posts a selfie in the middle of it to kind of break that up. I actually just found this one, but this is Michelle B. Her feed is just absolutely gorgeous. It's very light, very airy. You just feel like she's always kind of laying around in bed reading a great book surrounded by beautiful flowers and just very comfy and loving. I do want to say that she did a great job with these photos because she broke them up so well, and this feed is just honestly just beautiful. She's doing a great job right now. This is Mindy the Lion. She helps luxury resorts with things like social media, content, photography, so she is always traveling, as you can see from her account. She's also always the subject, so she's in nearly every single one of her photos. They're all edited the same way, and she doesn't have the same pictures next to each other. So these are just freaking beautiful pictures. They're all very colorful and gorgeous. You can tell that she puts a lot of time into it. Now, if you go and look at her dates, so this is September 18th, this is 4 days ago, you can tell that she doesn't necessarily post every single day. So her priority is making sure that her feed is beautiful and that she has photos to really express an emotion, which this emotion is just the beauty of traveling. These are photos that you look at and you go, wow, that's gorgeous, and you kind of want that wow factor. This is Food Stories. They are food stylists and photographers. Their photos are very deep, the colors are super rich, and they take these just beautiful photos of food. These, once again, are photos that you look at and you just think, wow, I wish whenever I ate it looked that good. Whenever I have Thanksgiving, I want it to look exactly like that. This kind of elicits an emotion of like desire from you to have something that looks like this. Now we're gonna go over how I edit my Instagram photos. I use Adobe Lightroom for this. I always use Lightroom. I love it. It's an amazing application. There's a link down below for you guys. I go in, you click add photo. You can add any photo from your photos on your phone, and then you go into the actual photo, and I start with the lighting. This photo looks totally fine with lighting. It's not underexposed or overexposed. The quality looks really good, so it doesn't look like it needs too much bumped up in contrast, but I'm gonna bump it up just a little because I usually like the foreground, or I usually like the subject to really stand out from the background. I'll bump that exposure up just a tiny bit. That's actually might be too much, to be honest. How can we go down a little bit more? Oh my god, there we go. Okay, 0.16. We're gonna make these shadows a little bit brighter, and really you can just play around with this. The cool thing that I like about this is you can actually save all of these settings. So if you're editing another photo in the future, you can go through, copy these settings, and actually paste them onto the next picture. I also really like my greens to be a little bit on the bluer side, so I like the grass to look like it's almost turf grass. And then the hue on this yellow is actually fine. I actually really like that. I might bump up the contrast a little bit more here, and then go into clarity, which is once again gonna give you kind of a sharper image. Dehaze turns down the whites in the photo, so if you have like the sun is glaring, you do a dehaze and it can kind of turn down that sun glare. And honestly, that's probably it for this picture. I think this looks great. Really the biggest thing was just having the green of the grass stand out a little bit more and have my skin light up a little bit more, and that just looks perfect. I would put this on Instagram like this. I also made an Instagram cheat sheet for you guys that is in the links down below. This is going to help walk you through who you're going to be posting for, what you're going to be posting, as well as a checklist for what you need to do to set up an Instagram post. Let me know your favorite Instagram account down in the comments, and if you're new here, slap that subscribe button for multiple videos a week about live streaming and entrepreneurship, and I will see you guys in the next video as well as over on Instagram. Bye!